What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Roll-Up, or welcome to the Daily Roll-Up for your first time in. If you haven't been here before, what we do is every Monday through Friday, we put together a compilation of stories that I think are important or interesting, and then we put them into a compilation video for you guys to enjoy and digest and hopefully learn something about what's going on in the world around you. So there's a lot of stuff going on. The Houthis are back at their normal craziness. They're launching missiles at Israel. They're attacking commercial ships in the Red Sea. So that's great. I have a little bit more information on ways you can help the folks in central Texas with the floods. The Japanese recently invented the fastest speed internet ever known to mankind. In fact, it's like multiple millions of times faster than anything that we currently have right now. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, well, it looks like the Houthis are back at full-time targeting commercial vessels in the Red Sea again. So on July 9th, the Houthis sank the Eternity Sea, which is a Liberian-flagged Greek-operated vessel that was en route to the port of Eilat in southern Israel. The Houthis documented the attack and filmed the entire thing, filmed the sinking of the vessel, because it makes really good propaganda footage to dissuade people from coming to the region. And because of the things that the Houthis have done over the past, however many years they've been targeting commercial vessels, it's completely changed global trade and who knows how many millions of dollars, because folks have had to reroute and go different directions instead of going through the Red Sea because it's not safe for them. So the attack actually began on July 7th, approximately 50 nautical miles southwest of the Houthi-controlled Yemeni port of Hodeida. The vessel sank on Wednesday, July 9th at around 7:50 a.m. local time. They used anti-ship ballistic and cruise missiles, at least 6 of them, an unmanned drone boat, rocket-propelled grenades, and small arms fire from speedboats, 2 drones, and 2 explosive-laden drone boats. So in the video, they basically show the launch of a bunch of ballistic cruise missiles. They show the missiles striking the Eternity Sea, with one hitting the cargo hold near the superstructure, causing a large hole and damaging the bridge. 2 additional holes were visible near the water line. And then they show the ship taking on water and sinking stern first with an inflated life raft nearby. They, throughout the whole video, they're chanting different slogans. You can look up the different slogans they say. I probably can't say it on here. I'll get demonetized, I'm sure. But they target it specifically because, again, it violates their ban on ships that dock at Israeli ports, and any ships that pass through the Red Sea near Yemen, they target, because they're pretty much just trying to target any vessel that does any business with Israel in any way, shape, or form. The vessel and the crew, there was 25 people on board, including 22 sailors, 21 Filipinos, and 1 Russian, and a 3-member security team, including 1 Indian and 1 Greek. At least 4 of the crew members lost their lives, with 3 of the deaths attributed to the attack. 1 additional fatality reported later. 10 crew members were rescued, including 5 Filipinos, 1 Indian, 3 additional Filipinos, and 1 Greek, after spending over 24 hours in the water. 15 crew members remain missing, with conflicting reports about what happened as far as what their fate was. The U.S. Embassy in Yemen is accusing the Houthis of kidnapping the surviving crew members, calling for their immediate release. So that's where we're at. There's been some recent photos circulating all over social media of the U.S. supplied M1126 Stryker infantry carrier vehicles in service with Ukraine's 81st Air Mobile Brigade, featuring a pretty thorough and extensive anti-FPV drone cage, which are commonly referred to as cope cages. Now, these images were posted this July, like this past month, by a bunch of different organizations, a bunch of different people. And it's almost like, because if you look at a regular picture of a Stryker when it doesn't have the cage, it's like the transition you see in Silent Hill when you go from like real world to like nightmare mode. Obviously the cope cage being the nightmare mode of life, because fighting on a battlefield with drones all over the place, swarming everywhere, chasing you down, is nightmare mode and nightmare fuel. Looks like the Houthis got their ballistic missile programs back up and running, because they launched a missile towards Israel yesterday on July 9th. triggering air raid sirens across the central regions, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, around 5 a.m. local time. The Israeli Defense Forces intercepted the missile using the Arrow missile defense system, and no injuries or damage were reported. Those sirens caused millions to seek shelter, though I'm sure at this point, especially after the events that took place last month between Iran and Israel, people are probably starting to get used to having to go to shelters during ballistic missile attacks. People can get used to a lot. In any case, the Houthis did claim responsibility for this attack, stating that the attack was in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza amid ongoing regional tensions tied to the Israeli-Hamas conflict. This followed Israeli airstrikes on Houthi-controlled ports and facilities in Yemen on July 6, which was targeting sites that were used for transferring weapons from Iran. The Houthis have resumed missile and drone strikes on Israel since the Gaza ceasefire collapsed in March of 2025, and they've also resumed their attacks after the ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Since March of 2025, there's been over 50 ballistic missile launches from Yemen to Israel. So, interesting statistic. So this past May, Japan hit an internet speed that was so fast, you could download the entire Netflix catalog in 1 second. So in May of 2025, researchers from Japan's National Institute of Information and Communications Technology, in collaboration with Sumitomo Electric Industries and European partners, set a new world record for internet speed, achieving a staggering 1.02 petabits per second over a distance of 1,808 kilometers or 1,123 miles. This breakthrough wasn't reported until June and July, but it was done using a 19-core optical fiber cable with a standard 0.125 millimeter cladding diameter, making it compatible with existing infrastructure. What this means is it equates to 1,020,000 gigabits per second, or roughly 125 terabytes per second, which is about 3.5 million times faster than the average US broadband speed of 290 megabits per second in early 2025. Now, this could completely revolutionize global connectivity, supporting data-intensive technologies like AI, 6G networks, quantum computing, and Internet of Things, all that stuff. Now, while this is breaking down walls, this isn't necessarily ready for consumer use just yet, but when it gets there, you should never have latency problems with your internet, hardly ever again. All right, so a good friend of mine, Valerie, who lives down there in Central Texas, was kind enough to send me like a sheet with tons of ways that you can help. I'm not going to read through all of it because I don't want to waste your time, and it's much faster if you just take screenshots of this stuff and then share it around with people. So take a look at this right here. Kirk County and Kerrville relief efforts, San Antonio area relief efforts, Travis County and Austin area relief aid efforts. Just take a screenshot of this. All right, we'll move to the next part. How to get recovery assistance if you've been impacted by the natural disaster. Take a screenshot of this. There's information on places you can get food, numbers you can call, different hotlines in the area. Okay, the next is all these different funds that are taking donations, and you can Google all this stuff in Burnett County specifically, so, and Kirk County. So just take a screenshot of this, pass it around. All right, here's a bunch of different locations you can donate, where to donate, and there's a bunch of different names. The GoFundMes that are listed here are vetted, but there's probably a lot of scammers out there trying to scam people. So if you can go to an official website that says HTTPS, do that first and go for any of these names of these places. All right, here's a bunch of businesses that are giving back. You can take a screenshot of this if you want or share it. Here's more businesses. Now, me personally, if you're going to give money away to donate to charity, I think it's probably better to just donate straight to them. I mean, it's cool that these businesses are giving away a little bit of their profits, but obviously the more of an impact you can have on these people, the better. So if you just donate to those vetted sources that I listed, I think that's probably going to be the best way to help people. If you can't be there in person to physically volunteer your physical body to help clear debris and things like that and clean. Hopefully that helps and gives you guys a little bit of direction. I'm sure at this point you've probably gotten bombarded with this type of stuff, but that's part of the reason why I have social media, is so we can like aggregate information and try to help people with it. So, all right, so that's it for the daily roll up for the day. I appreciate you guys coming in here and joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that we learned something. I hope that you guys appreciate these videos, and I appreciate you coming in here and watching the videos. Please let me know with a comment and below what you think we've done well so far and things that you think we can improve upon, including the editing team, because they do read these comments. Please look in the comment section, drop a comment in there. Let me know what we're doing well, what we can improve upon, and what you thought about the video. Hopefully we can keep continuing to do these. Hopefully people enjoy them. So let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.